I'm Carla Reeves, and this is Differently. Whether you feel stuck in survival, navigating a change, or seeking more for your life, may this podcast be your weekly nudge to take a risk to build a life that is uniquely bold, authentic, and in alignment with your deepest values. What if you worried less about the bumps in the road and instead got equipped for the journey? Get ready to rethink what's possible. Welcome to Differently. Welcome back if you've been around a while. I'm Carla Reeves, and today I want to explore something that might shift how you approach the new year. Leading with questions instead of rushing to find answers. That's what this conversation is about. I've been participating in Style School with Jenny Zook. And if you don't know her, you might want to check her work out. Her website is jennyzook.com, and I'll make sure we get it in the show notes. I had been in her membership, but mostly just observing everyone else and not actually practicing the getting dressed and taking photos and being brave and sharing the photos in the group. I'd been thinking of actually stopping my membership because I wasn't getting the results I wanted. But I've been watching the other women in the group evolve in their style, and they were like standing tall in their clothes and their choices, and it's been awesome to see their growth. So I sat down, and instead of feeling frustrated by my lack of results, I did an inventory, which started with asking questions. And these are the questions I asked myself. What is it I want out of this? And the answer to that was to feel confident in choosing my clothes in the morning, get out of my rut with my clothes because I can tend to wear the same things, my very favorite pieces, jeans and t-shirts. And I wanted to have fun and feel great in my body because that impacts how I show up for my day. And then I asked myself, what is it that I'm actually doing? And what I was actually doing was really hiding and kind of watching, standing on the sidelines and not doing the work, not doing the practice. Then I asked myself, what's the story I'd been telling myself, which is I'm not really good at this. I don't really participate in groups well, and yada, 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 all this noise that is nonsense. And then the next question I asked was, what am I willing to commit to get the results that I desire? And the commitments I decided on was getting on the playground, taking December and January to like really play full out in this style school. Get on the playground instead of standing on the sidelines, take the photos and share them in the group, engage in the group, and dress up for work at home just because it will be fun. It will give me practice and I'll feel better. And this is what came out of that. I've been sharing photos this week. I've been getting feedback. I've been connecting more with the amazing ladies in the group. I've been having fun. Yes, I said that. Been getting dressed in real clothes with shoes, even though I work at home. And my husband has been noticing. Bonus side point. The reason I share all this with you is because getting uncomfortable for the sake of something greater is a must. And if you really want to live a full life and squeeze all of the juice out of this beautiful life that we've been given, we have to get uncomfortable. Sometimes in order to get uncomfortable, we have to mix things up. And asking yourself new questions instead of looking for answers is a powerful way to do that. In my God time yesterday in the morning, I read in a book I'm reading that's called Becoming New, that comfort is a small step away from conforming to the patterns of this world, which is not what I want to be up to. And I don't think you do either. You know, we're naturally wired to seek answers. We want certainty, clarity, and solutions. But what I'm discovering in my own journey and through coaching others is that the real magic lies in asking better questions. Think about it. When we're solely focused on finding answers, we miss the deeper insights and the unexpected possibilities and the true desires of our hearts. Questions actually open the door that answers might keep closed. Think about it when you ask a powerful question. And then you're kind of sitting with that. There's possibility. There's new thoughts that can emerge. There's promptings in your heart that can arrive. As we approach the new year, here are some powerful questions that have transformed my life, and maybe they'll be helpful for you. One of the questions was when I was, like 28 28 or 30, I don't know, between 28 and 30. I'd just been through divorce. I was here in Arizona, not where my family is. I was probably going through one of the hardest times in my life at that point. And I was longing to be with my family and being home and the comforts of all of that. But I was telling myself that I had to stay. Like I couldn't do that. That would be failing. And there was a moment that I just asked myself, what if I moved home? What if you moved home? And once I gave myself permission to actually consider it is when I found my desire to stay and build a life here in Arizona. So another question, in those moments this last year when I have that fear, doubt, and confusion swoop in and I want to shut the doors of my business and run away from all the scary things I need to do, I ask myself, what if you close the doors of your business? What if you stop doing this thing? And often the perfect answer lives there. You know, another question I've asked myself before is when relationships get hard, I've asked myself, what if this relationship was no longer in my life? Tell you what, that moves me to tears because you get a lot of clarity about what's important and how important that relationship in front of you that you're struggling with is when you ask that question. Another question I've been asking myself is, what if I went all in and doubled down on the vision that's been on my heart for over 2 decades? What would that look like? What would I do? Who would I be? What would I be acting on? And then last episode, we talked about living without regrets. Another question is, what will I regret at the end of my life if I don't act today? If I fast forward to the end of my life, what will I regret? You can listen to last week's episode for a little more on that. And when I feel doubtful, fearful, or want to hide, but know that's not actually what I want to do or aligned to anything I'm up to, I ask myself, what would confidence do here? And one last one, am I responding in faith or fear? Am I acting in love or fear? That's also a very clarifying question. So for today and for the close of this year and the reflecting you're doing, try on some of these questions, the ones I've shared here, or let your own come to the surface. They just might unlock a possibility that you hadn't even seen. This can blow your mind. Your life is a canvas. You get to take part, be the artist. You have more say and influence than you realize. And if you dare to bring God into the fold of planning and creating what and how you want to show up in the coming days, get ready to be absolutely wowed. Before you go and before we close the year, I want to remind you that the doors are open. We have tools for your life. That might be the very thing that you have been looking for. I have recently updated the site to reflect the new and newly updated offerings. I would love for you to go check those out and just see if they resonate for you and where you are in your life. You can go to carlareeves.com and click on the Work With Us tab and find out all about it. Here's what I know to be true. Your life changes when you say yes to you. And that change that you're looking for doesn't require your circumstances to change or others to change. It begins with you. And I have seen the magic that happens when you're courageous enough to go into the places that feel scary. These are often the very places where we find our freedom, our gifts, and our true purpose. My invitation to you, what have you been thinking about, talking about, but not acting on? What's that thing that keeps nudging you? Don't wait for the perfect moment. We know that never arrives. We don't know how much time we have. The regrets of the dying rarely include, I wish I had played it safer, or I wish I had waited longer. You can go back to last week's episode and listen to more on that. As you step into this new year, lead with questions. Let them guide you into your next bold step. Thank you for tuning in to this episode of Differently. It's been an honor to share this conversation with you. You know, one of the keys to living fully is to take action when you're inspired to do so. I hope you found that spark of inspiration today. And would you help us spread the word? Did someone you know come to mind while you were listening? If this episode could impact someone you know, please share it and pass it along. New episodes drop weekly, so tap that subscribe button and join us next time as we continue to challenge the status quo and get equipped to live life differently.